What's good, y'all? It's Taj Rockitt, aka Mr. Highly Motivated, baby. Here to get you motivated, baby. And we out here at Crown Point Park here in San Diego, California. And we here for Functional Fitness Fridays, episode number 24. And we're going to do more than just hit the core and the pelvic floor, because today we're going to be doing the straight leg raise to oblique twist, baby. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you're about to find out. You know what I mean? But I'm going to go ahead and come on down and show you the top tier level activator. And then we're going to work our way down to another option around the equator. All right, baby? So let's get it started. So I'm going to go ahead and lay on down. So what you want to do, you want to lay down on your back real flat. You want to drive those hands into the floor. You're going to drive that belly into the ground, accessing that pelvic floor, and then we're going to go ahead and slowly lift our legs up. Now, the moment our feet are right above our hip bones, we are then going to drive our hips off of the floor. So that is our straight leg raise to hip lift. But what we want to do, we want to raise our legs up and then lift our hips and add an oblique twist at the top. So once the legs are up and the hips are off the ground, you're twisting at the top to not only get the obliques, but the intercostal muscles that are in between those ribs, baby. So legs go up, you're gonna twist one way, then you're gonna twist the other. Now, biggest thing that I have seen with this move or any straight leg raise to hip lift is a lot of individuals go back here. Now, I'm gonna tell you, this is a great neck, hamstring, and back stretch, but that is not a core activating exercise. It's more or less a rest-ercise, you know what I'm saying, baby? So, hands are down, driving the belly into the ground, pop it up, and rotate, baby. I'm talking rotate, baby. So what you want to make sure you're doing, making sure that you keep that core driven the entire time. You always want to keep your head, your shoulders, and everything rested on the floor so you're not sacrificing your neck or potentially straining anything surrounding the cervical spine, which is the upper part of that spine around the neck region. Now, if option number one with the oblique twist at the top is a little too difficult for you, we can go into option number two. So you're going to go ahead and lay on down. Gonna drive those hands into the ground, and we're just gonna do a leg raise to a hip lift. So just a regular straight leg raise to a hip lift. Once again, we don't want to be back here. We want to make sure that our feet are right above our hip bones, and we're just going straight up to the sky. So once again, option number one, straight leg to oblique twist. Option number two, straight leg raise to hip lift. And then option number three, if you have a hard time either twisting or even getting those hips off of the ground with those legs straight, you can always bend the knees and minimize the lever in which that is going up in the air. So option number three, drive those hands in the floor, drive the belly down. You're then gonna bring your knees in. So legs come up, knees come in, and then just pop the hips off the ground, bent at the knees. So you're still getting that deep pelvic floor activation and full core fascination, but this time you're still getting cut like lacerations, but you got a bend in the knee, which minimizes the lever, which minimizes the stress and strain on your midsection. So one more time, I'm gonna bring it up to the top, and then we got one more option for you after I go through the first three. You know what I'm saying, baby? So option number one, driving those hands down, driving the belly down. Legs are gonna come up, straight leg raise to oblique twist. Straight leg raise to oblique twist. Notice that I'm alternating which side is twisting every single rep, every single breath, baby. Option number two, you're gonna drive those hands down, drive the belly down. Straight leg raise to hip lift. So we're still getting that thing off the ground, and we're still getting those deep abdominal muscles firing, and we're still in this grass a little itchy, but perspiring, you know what I'm saying? Option number three, you're gonna bend those knees, you know what I'm saying? So drive those hands down, drive the belly down. Knees are gonna bend, pop it up, and then re-extend. Really try to keep those feet off the ground on every rep. An option for every single option, if you need it, is you can always set those feet down at any moment. Then, option number four, if you're like, man, I cannot get my butt off the ground. I am just having a hard time. I'm still newer to fitness, or I'm just like, oh, I'm getting back. I got some core strength that I need to work on. It's all good, baby. Just a good old-fashioned straight leg raise for option number four. Just bringing them up, stopping those feet right above hips, and then going down. Now, if you're going with this option, 2 to 3 seconds up, 2 to 3 seconds down. Still trying to stop 1 inch off the ground, and or if you need that option, rest those feet on the floor. But notice my head and my shoulders are still staying firmly planted on this beautiful green grass. You know what I'm saying? Then option number 5, our fifth and final option, you're just gonna bring them up, bend the knee, and then re-extend. Once again, it is making that lever half the distance, which creates half the resistance. So, once again, main points, regardless of what option you're using. You're gonna drive the belly down. You're gonna make sure you got that pelvic floor activated. If you feel like you're getting a little bit of a lower back curvature, while you're on the floor, flip your hips. So tuck your tailbone, drive your belly down. So if there was an invisible hand, or if I was there, just pretend like I'm always there with you every step of the way on this fitness journey. If I could slide my hand under your lower back, that's an indicator you want to flip your pelvis and you want to drive your belly down to make that nice flat back. Now, back is flat, whether it's lower or upper. Your head is always on the floor, and drive those hands into the ground so you can isolate your core a little bit more. So, one more time, I'm gonna run through all 5 options of our straight leg raise to oblique twist, and this is how we gonna get ripped before summer 2019, baby. So here we go. Option number 1, you're gonna lay on down. You're gonna drive that belly into the ground, flip those hips, drive that core. Hands are going into the floor. Legs are going straight out. Feet are about 1 inch or 2 off the floor. Legs are gonna come straight up. Once they come up, you're gonna pop the hip off, and you're gonna add that oblique twist one way, and then you're gonna go the other way. Every single time, trying to keep those feet directly over the hips. Now, if you're having a hard time with a little twist at the top, option number 2, still driving everything into the floor. Legs are coming up, and we're just gonna do a straight leg raise to a regular hip lift. Straight leg raise, hip lift. Try to get those hips up, but try to keep those feet and legs above the hip bones. Option number 3, if you're just having a hard time with those full legs with the hip lift, bend your knees. We're gonna bring the knees in, and it's gonna minimize that lever, but we're still gonna access that pelvic floor and those intercostal muscles, popping that hip off the ground. Now, if option number 3 is still too much, option number 4, there is no hip lift, and all you're doing is driving those hands in the belly and the entire upper body down. Straight leg raise, still keeping those arms straight, still moving about 2 to 3 inches each direction up and down, stopping the feet the moment they get right above those hip bones, and then coming right back down. And then option number 5, you will survive. All you got to do is bend those knees, and you're going to get what you need. So you're just going to come in, nice, slow, bending them, and then extending them. Bend and extend, baby. Do not pretend. Just bend and extend. 2 to 3 seconds each direction. Now, our challenge for you, whether you're doing this in the morning, that's a great option, by the way, doing core exercises in the morning. Your abdominals are like a light switch. You got to turn the lights on so they know they can brighten up the room. And if you turn your abs on first thing in the morning, your abdominals will take over for most of your activities throughout your day instead of your lower back. Us as Americans in society, we tend to not utilize our core enough. So what happens is our lower back starts to take up most of the load because most of us are choosing to allow the back to dominate our movement. So if you start your day with these, I recommend that you do 10 reps each side, 3 total rounds. So 10 reps each side. So if you're doing the oblique twist at the top, 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Take a just a quick break, a little quick breather, about 30 seconds to a minute, no more than a minute, but no less than 30 seconds so you can fully recover, and then do it again, 2 more rounds. Now, if you're choosing to go with the regular straight leg raise to hip lift, you're doing 20. So you still want to have that total 20 reps, but since we are having the twist, it's 10 on each side. If you're just doing the regular hip lift, if you're just doing the regular with the knees, or just a regular straight leg raise or knee raise, it's still going to be 20 total reps. So 20 total reps, 10 on each side, 3 total rounds with no more than a minute, but no less than a 30-second break. You can do this in the morning. You can do 1 round in the morning. You can do 1 round at lunch, and you can do 1 round at night before you go to bed. But I'm telling you, 3 rounds in a day is gonna change the way that you sit in that chair, that you have that proper posture, and that you have that spinal alignment. And I promise you, if you have lower back pain and you start to access that pelvic floor, you start to access those intercostal muscles, you start to working on that pelvic tilt, you start to think about the things that you're doing, I promise that some of those nuisance, those itchy, those painful little small things that are hurting you throughout the day, they will slowly start to dissipate. Don't forget to be rolling out the surrounding areas with a foam roller, like your glutes, like your hamstrings, like your quadriceps, stretching out your hip flexors. These are all things that attribute to that lower back pain, but that pelvic floor activation and that intercostal work, that overall abdominal excitement is gonna change the way that you interact with your day-to-day, all right? So one more time, it's Taj Rockitt, aka Mr. Highly Motivated, Mr. Hydrated, and I'm a little sweating, but I ain't regretting or forgetting what we doing today. It's Functional Fitness Friday, baby, episode number 24. And you saw how we worked that core. Go get what's yours, and let's get that six pack. I ain't talking about cans, baby. I'm talking about something that people want to put their hands on, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll see y'all next time. Maybe to be in front of a different palm tree, but you know it's going to be at a different location. And you enjoy your upcoming vacation, baby. Holla.